Well, the snow has fallen for the first time in 2017 here in Toronto. The city's been blanketed in a lovely coat of fluffy white stuff, which means it is now the time of year to put up a Christmas tree. And for me, the Christmas tree journey always starts with a trip to Ikea. Alright, I paid for it. Now it's time to pick our tree. Cool. This one feels pretty good. Alright, we got our tree. Ikea. My family almost always buys our trees from Ikea because they're decent enough trees and they're cheap. Only $20. Mind you, back in my day, they used to be 10. Back in my day. Got a saw, so we've got to take about an inch or a little more off the bottom of the tree. Get over there. There we go. So now I've got my stand. Alright, so I gotta cut off some of these bottom branches so that it reaches all the way to the bottom. Fits. Yeah, that's good. Let's sit it in there. Oh. It was better before. Now I just gotta tighten these 4 things that will hold it in place. Tighten them a little one at a time. Now your tree is standing freely. Alright, and now I can just move it into position. Now that it's in position, I can just cut off all the string that's tying it in place, which will allow all the branches to fall free. So now what you do is rotate the tree a little bit and find what you think is the best side. Seems fine. Now we're ready for some decorations. Oh. Hey, buddy.
Hey guys, Merry Christmas!
Santa suit. Golden ribbons, we'll be using that. Lights, extension cords, decorations. I've put run an extension cord here that's attached to the top. This is going to be for our topper at the end, but I put that in first so it's kind of inside the tree. My lights are these LEDs, so put on your favorite music tunes and walk around the Christmas tree. And there are the lights. So next step is these gold ribbons. We have to thank our good friend Rosanna for introducing us to these. They're pretty cheap, at least in here in Toronto. You can get them at like the dollar store, I think, and other craft type places. But you see it's really, really gigantic ribbon. We're putting it kind of cascading down the tree. And one thing it's good for, especially with real trees, is if your tree is kind of imperfect or there are places where it's not quite, you know, perfect cone here, there are bare parts, this stuff will kind of fill it in and make the tree look a lot more full. Okay, so I got the ribbons, and what I've got are these gold pipe cleaners. So these are used to tie it on. I'll just attach this on here like this, like so. Give it a little bunch it up again, popping out like it's a big cascading golden waterfall. Next piece, this one will kind of go down the middle. So now to top it off, kind of just bunched a whole bunch of this stuff to make like a big bow. And we stick that up here to kind of really fill in the top to make it look really pretty. So these are our decorations. As you can see, we went with a gold and white motif. You don't have to have a color coordination, but if you want your tree to kind of look like the kind they have in the department stores, then you kind of have to. So now you can just pour yourself a glass of Pinot or some eggnog, throw on your favorite Christmas vinyl, and start hanging the little trinkets on the little needles. Okay, with all of our decorations placed upon the tree, there is only but one left to do. That is, of course, our topper. Now, Christmas trees at my parents' place growing up, we always had an angel. Some people do a star. We've always had an angel. And then one year our dog ate it. This one actually looks a lot like the one that I had at my parents' house, so it's nostalgic for me. Hello. Here we go. Glorious. I found for the bottom of the tree, you can get like a little skirt to cover up the stand. You can buy them, like the companies make them. It's basically like a circular piece of fabric that you stick under here. I find you don't need to go and buy something specifically made for it. It'll typically cost more than just going to like a fabric store and getting it, or if you know somebody who sews, all you need is just like fabric. So this is just a red, it's actually an off-cut piece. Like you can see it's all jagged on one of the edges. It's not a perfect square. It doesn't need to be, because all you're doing is draping it over this thing. Drape it around like so. I cover the bottom, but you just make sure you don't want to get it in the water, obviously. And then the jagged edges you just sort of fold under. Looks quite pretty. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. A beautiful, decorated Christmas tree, ready to dazzle your friends and neighbors and make you the talk of the town for decades to come. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you like what you saw, click that like button. If you'd like to see more, click on that subscribe button. I post videos every week, so there's plenty more coming where this came from. Also, click the little bell button at the bottom that makes sure that you get a notification every time I post a video, not just periodically, whatever that means. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Merry Christmas to all, and to all, a good night.